If you already own a domain name with another provider, you can use it as your address for your WordPress.com site. Your domain provider or registrar is the company where you bought and manage your domain name. For example, Crazy Domains or Namecheap. So if you connect your domain, instead of visitors reaching your site at something like yourgroovysite.wordpress.com, they will find you at yourgroovysite.com, and your old WordPress.com address will redirect to it. You can keep it registered where it is and point it to your WordPress.com site. This is called connecting a domain name. Connecting a domain name is available on any paid WordPress.com plan, and if you are currently on a free plan, upgrading will give you access to this feature and many more tools. From your WordPress.com dashboard, click the WordPress icon in the top left corner to open the hosting dashboard. Select the site you want to connect your domain name to. In the left sidebar, click Domains. Click Add Domain Name in the top right corner, and then select Use a domain name I own. Enter the domain name you already own, and then click Continue. On the next screen, choose Connect Your Domain Name, and this will open the Connect Your Domain page. In this video, I will show you 3 ways to connect your domain name to WordPress.com. First, we'll cover the standard method where you update your name servers. Secondly, we'll look at Domain Connect, which may connect your domain automatically if WordPress.com recognizes your provider. And finally, we'll cover the alternative method, which is best if you already used your domain for email or other services. You can skip ahead to the section that applies to you. On the Connect Your Domain page, you will see 2 options. The first option is I only use this domain for my website, and this is the standard way to connect your domain. So go ahead and choose I only use this domain for my website. Next, we'll point your domain name to WordPress.com so it loads your site when visitors type your site address. To do that, we can follow the checklist provided below. Now you will see that my domain name is registered with Namecheap. So the first step is to log into your Namecheap account and then to back up your DNS records. So go ahead and log into your account. And while every provider is different, generally you want to look for an option to manage your domain and to open your DNS settings. We'll also include links to specific guides for popular domain providers in the description below. And then you can take a screenshot of your DNS records. But for the standard method, we won't be using these. We can now tick off the first 2 boxes and move on to the core part, updating the name servers. Name servers tell the internet where to look when someone types in your site address. Right now, your domain's name servers point to your current provider, in this case, Namecheap. To connect the domain name to your WordPress.com site, you'll replace the name servers with WordPress.com's name servers. And those are listed right here: ns1.wordpress.com, ns2.wordpress.com, and ns3.wordpress.com. So the next step is to return to the dashboard of your domain name's provider. From the domain list, I will once again click Manage next to my domain, and then find the Name Servers section. At the moment, it says Namecheap Basic DNS, but I will select Custom DNS. And now we can add the WordPress.com name servers to point our domain name to WordPress.com, and then save the changes. Once you have saved the changes with your provider, you can check the box I have updated the name servers and then verify the connection. And now my domain name is connected to my WordPress.com site. It may take up to 72 hours for your domain name to become visible across the internet. Next, when you are finished, you can skip to the end of the video to see how you can set your domain name as your primary site address. Changing your name servers doesn't change where your domain is registered. You will still renew it through the company you bought it from, known as your domain registrar. The wording changes from provider to provider, but the goal is always the same. Find where your domain's name servers are set, remove what's there, and add the 3 WordPress.com name servers. Let's look at another quick example where the provider supports automatic setup. So we can follow the same route. From Domains, click Add Domain Name and select Use a domain name I own. In this case, I'm going to connect a domain I bought from GoDaddy. Then we'll see a message that says Domain Connect available, and we can click Start Setup to connect our domain automatically. And then you can click Connect to update the DNS records. And then the connection will be verified. After you connect your domain name, the change can take some time to show across the internet. This is called propagation and can take up to 72 hours. When you are done, you can skip to the end of the video to see how you can set your domain name as your primary site address. If you use an email address that ends in your domain name, changing the name servers could interrupt your email service unless the necessary email records are set up correctly. To avoid this, you can use the alternative connection method, which keeps your current name servers in place and preserves your existing email setup. Instead of changing your name servers, you leave them where they are and add the required records to your domain's DNS. Because your name servers don't move, your existing email and connected services can continue working. So once again, from your domains page, click Add Domain Name and select Use a domain I own. Add your domain, click Continue, and then select Connect your domain name. And because I have a custom email address, I will select the second option that says I use this domain name for email or other services. And once you have logged into your provider and made a screenshot or copy of your DNS records, you can go ahead and tick off I've opened the DNS settings and I've downloaded the DNS records. Now we get to the most important part, updating your DNS records. At the top, it says replace all A and CNAME records with the values below. You can leave other records like MX as they are. So here are the exact records to add. 2 A records, which point your domain to WordPress.com, and 1 CNAME record, which makes sure the www version of your address works too. Please note, the DNS settings for each provider will be different, but you only have to be concerned about the 2 A records and the CNAME. We'll also include links to specific guides for popular domain providers in the description below. In this case, I've registered my domain with Crazy Domains. So once again, I'll click Manage next to Domain Registration, make my way to DNS Settings, and here we will see a variety of DNS records. But as mentioned, we are only concerned about the WordPress.com A records and the CNAME record. We are going to replace the A records that are for your main website address and the www version of your website, because they are still pointing to the old server. But remember, do not remove A records for other subdomains, such as mail, shop, or app, as those may be used for other services. In this example, we will leave the mail.inhousedesign.com A record alone. So now we can go ahead and delete the other 2 A records. Then we can add the 2 A records provided by WordPress.com. We can leave subdomain empty as inhousedesign.com is already added, and then you can add the WordPress.com IP address. Next, we'll add the second A record, leave the subdomain empty, and add the IP address, and then update the changes. Finally, we can add the CNAME record. For the subdomain, we can add www, and for the host name, we can type inhousedesign.com. That means visitors will be able to visit your site when they type in www.inhousedesign.com or just inhousedesign.com. Then click Update. And now our 2 A records and CNAME record are in place. Then you can tick the box I've updated the DNS settings and verify the connection. Please note the verification process can take up to 72 hours. The final step is to set your connected domain name as the primary site address. Your primary site address is the main address visitors see in the browser bar. To make your domain name the primary site address, click the 3 vertical dots next to the domain and select Make Primary Site Address. And now inhousedesign.com is my primary site address. Remember to only do this once the domain name has been verified and is working. There is one last thing worth mentioning. If you follow the same process as before to connect a domain, you also have the option to transfer your domain name, so your domain and your site live in one place. And transferring a domain name that's already connected won't cause any interruption or downtime for your site. So it's a safe move whenever you are ready. And that's a wrap. See you next time.